Well, none of those are words I would use to describe the two big names in the rap world, Drake and Kendrick Lamar, and what's going on between them right now. The long-simmering feud between Kendrick and Drake has erupted in recent days, with the rappers repeatedly hurling insults and allegations about each other's families and personal lives in a string of increasing diss tracks that have also referenced other hip-hop greats, including Metro Boomin and DJ Mustard. Drake and Kendrick have dropped songs meant for each other at breakneck speed, generating pro-sports levels of watching and forcing hip-hop media personalities into overtime. Now, as we're about to get to, the fight between these two has been simmering for years, but the heat really increased in March, when Lamar would take direct aim at Drake and J. Cole in a guest verse on Like That, a tune on Future and Metro Boomin's album We Don't Trust You. But what are the origins of this entire conflict anyway? Well, both rappers found mainstream success around the same period in the early 2010s, and they've already collaborated. Drake's 2011 album, Take Care, features an interlude, while Lamar collaborated with Drake on his second studio album, 2012's Good Kid, Mad City, on the song Poetic Justice. The initial signs of conflict appears to have emerged in 2013, when Lamar participated on Big Sean's Control. Lamar called out Drake and numerous other rappers in the song, but Drake didn't respond initially, implying in interviews at the time that he wasn't taking the bait.
And that's just facts.
Instagram?
Yeah. Well, just like, the people that subscribe to the music that we all love and, the real core of this rap thing, it's an unforgiving space. They're an unforgiving group.
Around this time, Drake was already otherwise occupied, having a spat with Meek Mill in 2015, dominating most of his time. And subsequently in 2018, he would get into it with Pusha T, who had alleged that Drake was harboring a secret baby in the song The Story of Adidon, a claim that Drake eventually confessed was accurate. It wasn't until First Person Shooter came out later that year that Drake reopened with conflict with Lamar, intentionally or not, after Cole referred to himself, Drake, and Lamar as the Big Three. However, it's Kendrick Lamar's verse on Like That pushed things a little bit too far. Lamar received a Pulitzer Prize in 2018 for his album Damn, objecting to the notion that he and Drake are on the same ability level. He also referenced Drake's most recent album, For All the Dogs, in a line on his verse. For all your dogs getting buried, that's okay with all those nines. He gon' see Pet Sematary. Now, around this time, J. Cole enters this beef with 7 Minute Drill, but quickly bows out. Cole released a surprise album called Might Delete Later shortly after Like That, and one of these songs, 7 Minute Drill, was a diss at Lamar. In it, he raps, "Your first things were classic, your last things were tragic. Your second thing put people to sleep, but they gassed it, and your third thing was massive. That was your prime." Many listeners took issue with Cole's suggestion that To Pimp a Butterfly, widely recognized as Lamar's best album, was uninteresting. He says in the song that people don't care about Lamar rapping. He averaged one hard verse like every 30 minutes or something. If he wasn't dissing, we wouldn't be discussing him. However, Cole would then decide to distance himself from the beef. He later stated that the song didn't sit right with his spirit and would withdraw it from streaming sites on April 12th, describing his acts as some of the lamest, goofiest things he has ever done. However, the fight between the two big names in the industry would continue, and at this point, everyone was waiting for Drake to respond. Well, he eventually would. Drake returned to the beef with not one, but 2 songs, Push-Ups and Tailor-Made Freestyle, both released on April 19th. The Toronto rapper attempted to put Lamar in his place, calling him a pipsqueak, making fun of his shoe size, and attempting to make fun of Lamar for doing features on pop songs. Maroon 5 need a verse, you better make it witty, then we need a verse for the Swifties. He rapped that on Push-Ups, referring to the 2015 remix of Swift's Bad Blood and Don't Wanna Know with Maroon 5 the following year. Here comes the twist though, it wasn't just Lamar that Drake would talk about in the diss tracks, but a bunch of other names as well. This included Future, The Weeknd, Rick Ross, NBA player Jay Morant, Metro Boomin, and Cole on the song. Now, following Push-Ups, Drake would release his next track, Tailor-Made Freestyle, which he shared in a now deleted Instagram post on April 19th with the caption, "While we wait for you, I guess." In the song, Drake claimed Lamar did not respond to his diss track because Taylor Swift had recently released her latest album, The Tortured Poets Department. Now we gotta wait a week because Taylor Swift is your new top, and if you about to drop, she gotta approve. But the single was short-lived because Drake would receive a cease and desist letter from Tupac Shakur's estate for exploiting AI-generated vocals from the rap legend who died in 1996. Drake was subsequently obliged to take tailor-made freestyle off all public sites. The estate said they would have never permitted the use of Shakur's voice on the tune. Snoop Dogg also provided AI vocals for the song, which he joked about on Instagram. Now here comes Lamar's scathing response, Euphoria. On April 30th, Lamar would retaliate with the caustic retort Euphoria, filled with double entendres and deep slashes. The title appears to be a reference to the HBO show of the same name, for which Drake is an executive producer. Now the song begins with a sample of Richard Pryor from The Wiz saying, "Everything they say about me is true and I'm a phony." Now, Lamar here really started to try putting out diss after diss, claiming that Drake fabricated stories about his family, he was a manipulator, he's a fake rap artist, and many other things as well. The thing is that Lamar wasn't done here. He released a second song with a cryptic title that may indicate several things. 616 in LA was released as an Instagram reel on his page on Friday. The song's cover art displays a single black glove, which appears to be a reference to the O.J. Simpson trial, which began on June 16th of 1995. Tupac's birthday falls on June 16th, as does Father's Day of that year. It's also the premiere date for the television show Euphoria. Now, after Lamar's diss track, Drake came up with Family Matters. In this song, Drake would cast doubt on the true paternity of Lamar's child with fiancée Whitney Alford, and possibly implying that Lamar is unfaithful and physically violent in his present relationship. However, less than an hour after Drake dropped Family Matters, Lamar released Meet the Grams. The song, possibly the most abrasive released in recent months, begins with Lamar apologizing to Drake's son for having him as a parent. Lamar then goes on to claim that Drake takes Ozempic without providing any evidence, and the cover art for the song features photographs of medication with Drake's legal name, Audrey Drake Graham. But it doesn't just end here. Lamar backed up his charges against Drake by releasing another 4.5-minute track called Not Like Us on Saturday evening, less than 24 hours later. Supposedly, this cover art is meant to be a photo of Drake's mansion in Toronto, with red marks that resemble those used to mark residences where prostitutes reside. "Say, Drake, I hear you like him young," Lamar rapped. In the song, he also referred to Drake as a colonizer, not a colleague, but the most recent response actually came on Sunday night, when Drake released The Heart Part 6. In a post to X, Drake wrote, "And we know you're dropping 6 minutes after, so instead of posting my address, you have a lot to address." He disputed the claims made against him, claiming he purposely sent Lamar false information to test whether he'd fall for it, and advised him to improve his fact-checking skills. Drake dismissed this beef as nothing more than a workout, and joked that Lamar would be a worthy competitor if he was really a predator. Now it remains to be seen whether Drake and Kendrick Lamar will continue to have beef. One thing's for sure though, just the prospect of a feud is enough to ignite the hip-hop world with excitement and anticipation. So, let us know in the comments below what your thoughts are, and if you enjoyed watching this video, go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel, and tap the bell icon so that you don't miss out on future updates. Thanks for watching.